Imagine waking up every day buried under a crushing weight, pressure to deliver results that don't just meet expectations but shatter them. You're staring at spreadsheets, market forecasts, investor calls, and industry noise screaming, outperform the market or fail. But what if that relentless chase isn't the real game? What if the problem isn't in fighting harder, but in playing a different game altogether? Many founders, investors, and leaders feel trapped in straitjackets crafted by old rules, boxed in by systems that promise freedom yet deliver chains. This isn't just frustration, it's a calling, a silent roar inside that burns louder with every step in a world that values conformity over breakthrough, sameness over bold difference. The truth piercing through the chaos is brutal. The traditional market, as it's been sold to millions, is a rigged stage where exceptionality doesn't just struggle, it withers. Markets reward repetition and risk aversion. They reward mediocrity disguised as safety. They drown innovation in noise and bureaucracy. Those trying to change the game by playing by old rules get steamrolled or ignored. But beneath this suffocating reality is something raw, alive, waiting. Social innovation, the courage to redesign value not just for profit but for impact, meaning, and radical change, has a secret weapon. It doesn't just compete with markets. It can outperform them by unlocking engines no investor spreadsheet dares to show. Here's what the mainstream won't tell you. Social innovation can be engineered, not by copying Silicon Valley's formula or chasing fads, but by deliberately aligning systems around human liberation, connection, and relentless questioning of what's normal. Forget quick hacks, forget buzzwords. The breakthrough happens when you treat social enterprises not as second-tier startups, but as catalysts of a new economic reality. When founders stop mimicking the market and start crafting ecosystems where impact, innovation, and value coexist and multiply instead of clash. Most of the system wants to shrink thinking, compartmentalize pain, and hide complexity. But social innovation throws off that shackling illusion. It thrives on what others see as chaos, diversity, contradiction, discomfort. It's messy, it's human, and it's the future market's greatest edge. Imagine redesigning your enterprise so your team doesn't just show up for a paycheck, but carries a shared fire, one that turns customers, partners, and investors into co-creators with a stake not only in financial success, but in changing the fabric of society. This is no abstract idealism. It's a practical, engineered approach that can and must beat traditional market returns. How? First, by redesigning incentives away from short-term gain to long-term ecosystem health. The market rewards quarterly results, but communities and problems don't work like a clock. They breathe, evolve, and demand patience. The rare founders who engineer this shift embed time as a secret weapon. They align investors who dare to think in decades, not quarters, crafting patient capital that fuels resilience, learning, and breakthrough. This frees teams to experiment boldly, fail fast without fatal consequences, and grow intelligence that the market overlooks because it can't measure immediate profit. Patience isn't a soft virtue here. It's the core of outperforming. Second, by building fierce complementary connections between exceptional individuals. The market loves masses. Social innovation values the few who burn bright, those ready to rebel against mediocrity and risk alienation to craft something unimaginable. Founders, investors, and leaders must obsess over connecting these rare sparks, bridging differences, seeking brutal synergy, honoring contrast rather than sameness. This networked power isn't noise. It's a force multiplier. The secret is not scaling by numbers, but aligning by essence. When these few link arms, they don't merely survive market chaos, they transform it into opportunity no one else sees. Third, by relentless redefinition of what wealth means. Social enterprises reject the lie that financial profit is the only measure of success. Instead, they engineer frameworks where social, environmental, and intangible values are core metrics. This isn't about feel-good statements. It's about designing systems where these values translate into stronger brand loyalty, better talent retention, unique market positioning, and risk mitigation. The market dismisses these as soft factors, but the next wave of winners banks on what the market fails to appreciate: the undeniable power of purpose-driven economies to outperform because they inspire and endure. This transformation is not for those comfortable with rules or the noise of belonging. It's for the restless, the rebels, the ones who know the world's truths are fragile assumptions built to control. Founders feeling isolated, investors tired of shallow returns, leaders suffocated by bureaucracy. Your greatest opportunity lies beyond the status quo. Social innovation offers a path out of systems that steal fire and promise freedom while burying it under convenience and conformity. But the key to unleashing this isn't in theory or morality, it's in execution. It demands sovereign will, the refusal to bow to outdated playbooks. It calls for radical critical thinking, question everything, from value creation to measurement to governance. It demands transformation over reform, for the raw courage to break existing realities and create entirely new ones that serve collective liberation, not just personal gain. To do this, alignment matters more than scale. Finding the right few who share the fire, building autonomous networks where brilliance clicks into place like a master key. The system doesn't make space for exceptional, so social innovators build it. They don't chase belonging, they craft becoming, a state where unlearning, growing, and co-creating become daily breath. They reject scaling noise and amplify essence, creating a new market logic where impact and profit fuse as natural outcomes. This is the alchemy of social innovation engineered to outperform the market. Every second spent clinging to old game rules is a second lost. Every doubted instinct to build differently is a missed chance. The future belongs to those who refuse to live borrowed lives, who burn brighter than the tired status quo, who dare to see beyond illusions. The world doesn't just need new ideas. It needs new systems that harness human complexity, patience, radical connection, and redefined values. Social innovation is the engine for that future. Those watching now are at a crossroads. Stick with painful systems that prioritize comfort disguised as freedom, or ignite the transformation capable of outperforming the market and rewriting what success truly means. This isn't just business. It's a revolution embodied in everyday decisions, collaborations, and bold bets on humanity's capacity to shape new realities. The choice is clear. Continue grinding in the old market's shadows, or step into the light of engineered social innovation. A place where you don't just compete but transcend, where impact fuels financial power, where rare brilliance connects and creates the future. This is the path forged by the few, the misaligned, the misunderstood. Those who don't settle for less and understand that improving the world and outperforming the market are the same fight. Feel the urgency. Embrace the discomfort. Harness the rebellion inside. Your revolution won't be loud or easy. It'll be precise, relentless, and engineered. And this is how social innovation becomes unstoppable, how it outperforms every market expectation, how it rewrites the rules not just for profit, but for humanity's greatest liberation. There is no wait. There is no pause. The future is now. The market is shifting for those ready to build beyond it, beyond limits, beyond illusions, beyond everything that held greatness captive. This is the call to the rare, the brave, the relentless. Time to be more than founders, investors, or leaders. Time to be architects of the extraordinary, engineers of a new world, makers of a market no one else dares to build. Keep watching. Keep thinking. But most importantly, start building now. Because engineered social innovation isn't just a question. It's the answer the market has been waiting for, and it's waiting for you.